Part 2. So the flywheel's been off to the dentist to get some new teeth, which means I can begin cleaning and reassembling the back end of this engine. Since I'm here, may as well check that the oil pump bolts are torqued to spec. They should be at 6 pound-feet. And they're not. So, blue goo on the rear main seal kit. Back plate, oil pump cover and gasket. Back of the engine back together. So there you go, engine plate, flywheel, clutch, all back on the engine, torqued up to spec. Some burnt knees. Jack this thing up, jack the gearbox up, engine back in the car. There you go then, it's back in. Sun's gone down. I've definitely had one too many cans of brake cleaner and I think I can smell my knees. So seeing if this runs without leaking oil will be tomorrow's problem. Day 2, part 2. Plumb the cooling system back in, intake and exhaust manifold back on, plug all the wires back in, turn the key. That is the plan. Right, so this thing is moments away from firing. Just needs the throttle cable hooked up back to the carburetor, and we're going to check that it's got oil pressure by turning it over without the coil plugged in. But as you've probably noticed, there is a little bit of thunder happening outside. Alright, we've got oil pressure. 1 tick. Here we go. Immediately. Starts better than my car. We got oil pressure. We have oil pressure. Right, so we've gone from a tap to a drip a minute, although it does look like it's leaking out the bell housing there. It does? Yeah, it is. Right, so you can probably tell or hear in my voice that I was a tad disappointed that this thing's still leaking a little bit of oil, but I must remember that it's gone from a torrent to a drip. So the plan of action here is new rocker cover with the breather blocked off here, new breather system that comes from these 2 points on the carbs, and what that's hopefully going to do is that's going to create a vacuum which sucks the oil back into the engine rather than there being no vacuum and the oil managing to find routes out of the sump or wherever it's coming from, because we didn't actually quite figure out where that oil leak has started. So that's going to happen in the next video. For now, we know this thing starts, runs well, it's all back in how it should be. It's just a tiny bit disappointing that it's still leaking oil, but we think we've got a solution for that. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.